Blackhead prevention usually works best when it is gentle, consistent, and boring in the best possible way, rather than harsh, complicated, or constantly changing. Blackheads form when pores become clogged with oil and dead skin cells, while the pore opening stays open, which allows the material inside to darken when it reacts with air. So, prevention is really about keeping pores clearer over time without irritating the skin barrier. A simple routine often does more than a shelf crowded with random products. Wash the face gently in the morning and again at night with a mild cleanser and lukewarm water, then pat the skin dry instead of rubbing. Very hot water, repeated washing throughout the day, rough scrubs, harsh cleansing brushes, and aggressive rubbing can all irritate the skin and make it harder to keep a routine comfortable, so gentle care is usually the smarter plan. Try not to touch the face constantly. Press your phone against oily skin for long periods without cleaning it, or let sweat, hair oil, helmet straps, hats, and dirty pillowcases stay in contact with the same areas day after day. If you sweat heavily after exercise or in hot weather, it helps to wash or rinse the skin soon afterward, because sweat mixed with oil can add to congestion. When choosing skincare, sunscreen, and makeup, it is usually better to look for labels such as non-comedogenic, oil-free, or water-based when possible, because lighter products are less likely to contribute to clogged pores. Makeup should be removed before bed, and thick, greasy hair products are best kept away from the forehead and temples. Many people with blackhead-prone skin are afraid of moisturizer, but skin that becomes too dry or irritated often tolerates treatment badly. So, a lightweight, non-comedogenic moisturizer can actually make prevention easier by helping the skin barrier stay calm. Sunscreen is important too, because unprotected sun exposure can worsen irritation and discoloration, and a non-comedogenic sunscreen is usually a better daily companion than hoping sunlight will somehow solve congestion on its own. For over-the-counter ingredients, salicylic acid can help loosen buildup inside pores, and adapalene can help keep pores from clogging over time, but these should be introduced slowly. More product does not mean better results. A thin layer used consistently is generally better than using too much and ending up with stinging, peeling, or angry skin. Avoid squeezing, scraping, or digging at blackheads with fingernails or tools at home, because that can lead to redness, broken skin, dark marks, irritation, and sometimes scarring. A practical routine can stay very simple. Morning cleanse, light moisturizer, sunscreen, evening cleanse, treatment if tolerated, moisturizer. Give the routine time to work and resist changing everything at once, because skin usually improves gradually over weeks, rather than in a single dramatic weekend. If blackheads are widespread, stubborn, mixed with painful, inflamed acne, or leaving scars, professional care may be worth considering, but for many people, the foundation remains the same: gentle cleansing, non-comedogenic products, patience, and the wisdom not to wage war on the mirror. And once that sensible little routine is set quietly on the bathroom shelf, with the cleanser minding its business and the sunscreen behaving itself, it is far more entertaining to turn to the story of what happened at Magnolia Court Retirement Village in coastal Georgia, when a thunderstorm, a local television station, a tray of deviled eggs, and one highly opinionated resident named Lorraine Bristow collided on a Thursday afternoon and accidentally created the most popular live broadcast the town had seen in years. Magnolia Court was the kind of place that looked peaceful from the road, and was in fact never peaceful for longer than 11 minutes at a time. It had white railings, a row of crepe myrtles, a rec room that smelled faintly of coffee and furniture polish, and a front sign with gold letters that suggested dignity, while daily life suggested casserole politics. Lorraine Bristow, age 76, lived in Unit 14, and considered herself retired only in the payroll sense. She had been a high school office secretary for 32 years and still possessed the astonishing ability to make a roomful of grown adults form an orderly line merely by inhaling. Her best friend at Magnolia Court was Jean Hanratty, age 79, retired appliance repairman, widower, collector of folding knives. He no longer had much reason to use, an owner of a voice so dry it could turn a compliment into weatherproof roofing. Also in their orbit were Mavis Jean Porter, 72, former beauty shop owner with lacquered hair and a talent for saying sweet things in a tone that left no doubt they were strategic. Clarence Dobbins, 81, retired postal worker, proud walker of exactly 1 mile each morning, keeper of wrapped peppermints in every pocket, and believer in the moral importance of arriving 10 minutes early. And Bernice Waller, 75, retired church pianist, expert pie judge, possessor of strong opinions about ham glazes, and a laugh that came out in short, delighted squeaks, like a tea kettle discovering gossip. Every Thursday at Magnolia Court was Bingo Social Afternoon, a tradition so firmly embedded in the community that several residents referred to it as if it were municipal law. At 2 o'clock sharp, the rec room filled with folding tables, plastic cups of lemonade, card markers, and at least 3 desserts, nobody admitted bringing even while cutting generous slices. Lorraine chaired the proceedings because no one else wanted the burden, and because everyone privately knew she was best at keeping Bingo from sliding into frontier justice. The Thursday in question began normally enough. The weather was sticky and bright. Clarence had finished his morning walk before the sun turned personal. Jean had spent an hour on his porch explaining to a humming air conditioning unit why he did not trust modern refrigerants. Mavis had set her hair and changed earrings twice in anticipation of Bingo. Not because Bingo required earrings, but because life without standards was merely waiting. Bernice had baked a coconut cake and covered it with a tea towel that everyone recognized instantly, proving once again that in retirement communities, secrecy is a decorative idea. At 1:30, residents started shuffling toward the rec room, carrying casseroles, jello salads, brownies, and the solemn expectation that somebody would accuse somebody else of hoarding the good card markers. Then the sky changed. Without proper warning, a low, heavy storm rolled in from the coast, the kind of southern thunderstorm that turns daylight gray and makes lawn chairs seem morally uncertain. Rain slammed the windows. Wind rattled the gutters. The power flickered once, twice, then held. Lorraine narrowed her eyes at the ceiling lights. If this storm thinks it can cancel Bingo, it has underestimated the human spirit and overestimated Georgia power, Jean said. 10 minutes later, the first oddity arrived. A white van with Channel 8 coastal weather painted on the side pulled into Magnolia Court's front drive much too fast for comfort, splashing through puddles and stopping crooked near the entrance. Out hopped a young cameraman in a rain jacket, then a woman holding a microphone under a plastic poncho, then a producer with a headset and the expression of someone whose entire day had been eaten by circumstances. They came running toward the front doors while the rain pounded so hard it sounded as if the sky were emptying a drawer of nails. Clarence, who had been stationed in the lobby because he liked to know things before others did, opened the door exactly 2 inches. "Can I help you?" he asked. "Or are you simply arriving dramatically?" The producer pushed wet hair off her forehead. "We lost our live weather location. Our remote tent at the pier just blew sideways. We need a dry indoor spot with power for 10 minutes. 5 even. We'll be very quick." Clarence considered them the way a lifelong postal worker considers uncertified envelopes. "This is Bingo Day," he said. "Then we love Bingo," the producer said instantly, which was clearly a lie but an efficient one. Clarence, valuing procedural authority, summoned Lorraine. She appeared within seconds, cardigan immaculate, expression armed. The producer explained again. The storm was severe. Their meteorologist was due live in 4 minutes. The station needed a safe, indoor backdrop that looked friendly, local, and not like a panicked utility closet. Absolutely not, Lorraine said at once. This is a private event space. Behind her, Jean whispered, "Ask what they're paying." Mavis, already near enough to hear everything, whispered back, "Forget paying. Ask whether the camera adds 10 pounds. The meteorologist herself now stepped forward. She was young, polished, and damp around the edges, with the particular smile of television people who remain cheerful while technology fails around them. "Ma'am," she said to Lorraine, "we would be so grateful. We just need one corner, one camera angle, and a few minutes. Then we're gone." Lorraine opened her mouth to refuse again, but thunder cracked so loudly the glass doors shivered. Bernice squeaked. Someone in the rec room yelled, "Save the cake!" Lorraine sighed the sigh of a woman abandoned by simplicity. "Fine," she said, "but nobody moves the bingo cage, nobody touches the deviled eggs, and if one of your cords trips Mr. Ellison, I will own part of your station by sunset." The crew rushed in with the kind of speed only possible when expensive equipment and professional panic combine. In less than 3 minutes, they had transformed one corner of the rec room into a live weather setup with lights, camera, cables, and a borrowed fern from the hallway because the producer thought it softened the frame. What the producer failed to understand was that there is no such thing as borrowing a hallway fern at Magnolia Court. The fern belonged to Doris in Unit 7, and Doris could identify its absence from 40 yards. Meanwhile, the residents, far from retreating discreetly as television etiquette might suggest, formed a broad semicircle of interest around the action. Clarence held the door for no apparent reason besides wanting a better view. Mavis reapplied lipstick, using the reflection in a microwave door. Jean folded his arms and stood where he could appear accidentally available for wisdom. Bernice kept peeking over the coconut cake like a cheerful prairie dog. The meteorologist, whose name was Katie Bell, clipped on her microphone and did a quick test. "How's my audio?" she asked. "Too modern," Jean said. The cameraman laughed so hard he had to look away. Then the producer made her second mistake of the afternoon. She looked at the group of residents behind Katie and said, "Actually, they're kind of wonderful. Can we keep them in the background?" The room changed. Nothing visible, exactly, but the air itself acquired the alert shimmer of vanity, receiving oxygen. Mavis lowered her lipstick and said very softly, "Well." Lorraine should have stopped it right there. She would later insist this repeatedly, but storms make strangers bold, and compliments make retired people younger by at least 6 years. "Only if everyone behaves normally," Lorraine announced, which in Magnolia Court was the least realistic instruction available. The live segment began. Katie smiled into the camera with professional calm while lightning flashed somewhere beyond the blinds. "Good afternoon, coastal Georgia. We've taken shelter from the storm here at Magnolia Court Retirement Village, where residents are keeping spirits high despite the weather." She continued describing radar bans, wind warnings, and safer driving conditions, but no one in town remembered any of that. What they remembered was the image behind her. 12 older residents arranged around bingo tables like a cast assembled by destiny. Lorraine standing straight as a judge at county fair pie finals. Jean glaring suspiciously at the camera as if it were a warranty dispute. Mavis angling her good side with the concentration of a military operation. Bernice smiling beside a coconut cake like the patron saint of weather-related dessert resilience. And Clarence, in the back, raising one hand in a small polite wave that looked accidental and therefore instantly beloved. At the station, someone in the control room made a fateful decision. Instead of cutting away immediately after the weather update, they lingered. Katie finished her forecast, glanced over her shoulder, and said, "Honestly, these folks seem to be handling the storm better than most of us. What's happening here today?" Lorraine, who had not been consulted, found a microphone suddenly pointed at her face. She could have said bingo. She could have said private function. She could have said nothing at all. Instead, she heard herself answer, "Order," mostly. The town loved this. Viewers at home spit coffee laughing. The control room did not cut. Katie grinned. "What kind of order?" "Card-based order," Lorraine said. "Mildly competitive, dessert supported," Jean added from behind her. "And we don't applaud false bingos." Now the station was truly trapped, because once regular people on live television start being funnier than television people, every professional instinct becomes useless. "Can we talk to them more?" the anchor back at the studio asked through Katie's earpiece. The producer made a slicing motion that probably meant no, but ratings, as always, have no respect for hand gestures. "We're actually going to stay here a minute," Katie said brightly. "Sir, what's your name?" "Jean Henratty," Jean said. "Retired, not expired." The rec room exploded. Mavis slapped the table. Bernice squeaked with laughter. Clarence removed his glasses to wipe tears. Somewhere in town, 3 grandchildren immediately texted their parents that Grandpa Jean was on TV and apparently running a comedy franchise. Katie turned to Bernice. "And what did you bring today?" Bernice, caught off guard, looked at the coconut cake as though meeting it socially for the first time. "A cake," she said. "I thought that was visually obvious." The anchor in the studio audibly barked with laughter. By now, the station had fully surrendered to the situation. What had been scheduled as a 4-minute storm interruption became a 19-minute live feature called Storming with the Seniors, a title created on the fly by an intern and later regretted by people who liked dignity. During that 19 minutes, Lorraine explained why bingo worked better with clear rules. Clarence described the proper ratio of ice to lemonade in a social setting. Bernice gave a brief but passionate defense of shredded coconut, and Mavis told the audience that no one should face severe weather in earrings they do not trust. Katie, to her credit, rolled with all of it beautifully. When the segment finally ended, the crew looked dazed, the residents looked exhilarated, and Magnolia Court looked as if it had accidentally opened a branch office in show business. "Well," Jean said into the sudden silence, "I hope they blurred my sensible shoes." Within 10 minutes, the phones started ringing. The front desk line rang first, then Lorraine's cell phone, then Mavis's niece in Savannah, then Bernice's son in Jacksonville, then 3 separate calls asking for Clarence by name, from people who had known him in 1987 and somehow still recognized his ears. The local diner posted on social media, "Thunderstorm? We're with Team Coconut Cake." Channel 8 clipped the segment and posted it online. By 4 o'clock, it had more views than the mayor's Christmas parade remarks and the clip of last year's escaped llama combined. The station, smelling accidental gold, called back immediately. Would Magnolia Court be willing to do a short follow-up segment at the 6 o'clock news? "No," Lorraine said. "Absolutely not." "Maybe," said Mavis at the exact same time. This created conflict. The rec room divided into factions so quickly it would have impressed elected officials. One side, led by Lorraine and nominally supported by Jean, insisted that Magnolia Court was not a circus, and certainly not a recurring one. The other side, led by Mavis and supported by Bernice's squeaking enthusiasm, argued that life rarely presented such agreeable nonsense, and that turning down a second invitation might be spiritually ungrateful. Clarence, as usual, approached the matter as logistics. "Would there be chairs?" he asked, "or standing?" The producer, still on site coiling cables, said there would definitely be chairs. This shifted him decisively toward yes. Jean remained opposed until the producer mentioned